Good evening. This is Robert Pultz. How are you doing tonight? This is coming from soon to be very cold North Carolina. And I hope you're staying warm. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, you should be seeing the slides now. This is a presentation on full text search source templates data extraction. Okay, and this is for the viewers of my previous video, which is listed there. I had quite a few people view it. I found this additional change, several additional changes I wanted to make. One of them's on getting correct answers from AI, and one of them is on full text search. So I thought I'd put them together in a video and bring them to you tonight. I'm neither a professional or an expert genealogist, just an amateur genealogist. I do these vlogs to take and show you what I'm doing. Perhaps you'll show me what you're doing. Perhaps you'll share it with the rest of the people on here. There's quite a few people on here that are viewing this, and maybe between the 2 or 3, 4, 5 of us, we can take and learn something. I've already learned something. A big thank you to those people that have already given me information. There's one thing that I learned from one individual that I use every day. I also do these videos when I do presentations so that people can stop it and rewind it. This is kind of like my handout. All the views expressed are mine. I'm a member of 7 genealogy and historical societies currently, and I don't represent any of them. And I do administer a couple Facebook sites. If you've got those surnames, please come and see us. We'd enjoy talking to you. They work just about like this. Okay, the problem is determine the source URL for a full text search and family search. And I'm thanking the Muskogee Genealogy Group because I brought this up as an issue in there on Tuesday. And there were several people that helped me with the issue. Okay, so I can give you an idea of what the process is I've been using. I use Zotero to capture my data. You can use research logs or anything else. The Zotero is the way I do research logs. If I download documents, I have document folders for that. Then I generate research logs. Then I'm going to Gemini AI, which I call Ernest. So if I start calling it Ernest, just be aware, I will call it Ernest from time to time. Then I do a hallucination check. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because it failed the hallucination check here in the last week. And then I entered into the RootsMagic11 database templates, the data. And that's how I'm doing source and citations today. Another review, I have limited myself to 11 RootsMagic source templates today. At this point, may be adding to it. I'm trying to figure out where to put one that I put in yesterday, source-wise. And this will only apply to the new Family Search online database template. Now, I assume that Family Search, Family Tree Maker also has templates for doing sources. And I would assume, since these are all evidence explained templates, that the categories are going to be the same. I have used Gemini to take and associate what's in the template with what's in evidence explained and to help build the prompt so that I know what definitions are falling into what categories in the RootsMagic templates. They don't necessarily use the same terminology, and that's what's confusing to me. And that's the reason why I'm using AI to take and do that. And I've been amazingly inconsistent in past efforts. Okay, genealogical extraction prompt. Okay, now I'm updating the prompt that I used in the previous video because it was having some hallucination problems. So I'm just going to take and print 2 pages from the prompt here today. And this particular video is dealing with this section right here. The name of the target database that you're using on the full text search, and the URL to take and get there. Okay. And of course, the dates. This is a probate, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay. let's see this here. This example that's being used is a 58-page probate case for one of my family members. The example is there, and we'll talk about the information tab and the select tab and so on. Let's see if I can take and do this. Okay. What you need to fill in this file here is first off the name of the database. Okay. Right here. And so that is found this way. Let's do this. Let's go back to this. Here's Zotero. Okay. And here's the entries for this probate. You can see I have the page numbers that it's listed under all the way down to here. Okay. So I'm taking the first tab up here on page 398, coming over here, clicking there, and bringing that up. So let's bring that over so you can see it. Okay. Standard Zotero tools. Okay, that comes up like this. So this is the database, and this is the file that it's in. Now, this was found using full text search. And in full text search, they don't, it's not as easy to figure out where the URL is. Well, it's actually pretty easy now that I figured it out. And so you've got, this is the name of the database. Actually, it's a film because it hasn't been indexed yet. It's only been indexed in full text search. And what you do, and this was thanks to the Muskogee people, you hit this, and this pops up over here. Let me turn that off because I was getting ready for this. You hit this, and it pops up like that, okay? And what you want is this image group number right here. And you click on that, and that takes you to this page, okay? And there's the image group number. And here is the URL that you need to take and put into your source. Now, this is part of the source citation. So this is the database. And let me show you what it includes. It is the film that they have gone through and took and analyzed step by step. So this is all the probate records. Now, when you go to one of these, let me go to one of them by using Zotero. Let me get back to Zotero. Let's go down here to one of these and pop that open. When you go to one of the pages that's in this thing, and you go to download it, it says you can't do it. Due to contract restrictions, this feature has been disabled. So what I did in this case is I copied the AI transcript of it, which is not disabled, and put that in Zotero. And then did an AI analysis of this whole 58 pages of documentation and summarized it. So I had the details to take and fill out the citation part of the presentation. And so I entered 58 pages one at a time into Gemini, my friend Ernest, and had Ernest add that to the whole thing. Now, Steve Little has a way of taking and putting a file folder into AI, and I have not figured out how to do that. Perhaps somebody out there knows better. Okay, so let's go back to our slides. What do let's go back to this. Okay, we're here. We're there. Okay, so we got to this, and we've got we've got this number right here, and we have this URL. Okay, and that then was input into. Here is the name of the files, and here is that URL. Okay, and I know the dates run from 1924 to 1932. I don't know what this database runs from 1850 to 1896. That's probably what should be down here because this is the source. So that should be down here. And let's just put it there. How's that? There you go. It's done. Okay. So what else was I going to show you? I got the image group number, URL of the film. Okay. So I've got that. And now I can take and run it. Now, one more thing to my prompt. As I told you, my prompt, whoops. This is what I need to do. I'm going to give you the full slide. My prompt has been giving me trouble and giving me incorrect information. So I went back and I looked at some of Steve Little's prompts, and I cut and pasted this much information out of that and put it in. And it seemed to eliminate the problems up until yesterday. And then yesterday, we had another problem. And it was when I asked it a question that the data wasn't in there, explicitly in there. So I asked Gemini what I needed to add, and Gemini added this to the prompt. When evidence is insufficient, say so explicitly. So that's the prompt. The prompt will be in the full prompt will be in the information. So now I've got the prompt and I've got the information, and Gemini generates the information. So let's go to RootsMagic. We're here, and Auta Kennedy. We're here. Here's how I've entered it as a fact. You may have some comments on that. So the master source is the New Family Search online database. The source name is the Kansas Osage Probate Estate Case Files 1850 to 1896 Family Search. The website is Family Search, and the URL for that particular image group is that. Okay. And then these are all outputs that have come out of my friend Ernest, who is Gemini, and he is or he or she or whatever has given me a lot of things. Now, one thing you need to understand about when you're doing AI is that all the information that goes into AI was human generated. Humans are flawed. I recently was that was brought home to me. I was doing artifacts, and we have an artifact. We have a bark painting from the South Seas, South Pacific, and I knew that it had flaws in it. I never knew why, and we did some research on that and found out that our it has a flaw in there because all South Pacific images artwork has a flaw in it to remind you that humans are flawed, and that you got to take and evaluate, and for that. Well, AI isn't any better than the input that it's got. It can't do any better than that. And humans are flawed, and the input is flawed. So expect to take and deal with some flawed cases with AI. Okay, and then the rest of the citation information was developed from those 58 pages. And so it provided. I've asked it to give me details on the quality information, and I'm putting that in the note part of this so that I have that. And it's two cases for 420 and case 1861. I don't know how it ended up with two cases, but it took over 10 years, as you can see. Here's the reference number. And I have problems with quality, and so you have to watch the other video to see how I filled this all out. There's original, primary, and direct. And this has saved me so much time in inputting these, as to let the AI put the proper information in the proper. And so far, at this point, having used it for several weeks now, it's been consistent. You just got to watch it for when it gets a little excited and goes off and gives you information because it's trying to take and answer your question, and it's having a problem with that. So this is the playlist for RootsMagic, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. That means the world to me, and it keeps these videos going. If you think I'm doing a good job or think I'm doing a job that's useful to you, whether it's good or not, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. I do respond to comments. Had an interesting one this week. What was it? I can't think of it right now. And also, if you see something that I'm doing that you would like to have more detail on, I'd be glad to do a video for you. Do that for organizations. This is the process I'm using. It's a Zotero capture, document folders for the hard copies I'll download, research logs that are generated from the Zotero information, and then a Gemini AI extraction, a hallucination check, which we talked about a good deal today, and then input to the RootsMagic database. And that's maintaining consistency for me. And until Bruce comes out with a new version that actually does this in RootsMagic, which would be great, I would think. This is the way I plan on doing it. Okay, now let's see if I can take and shut down. Every time I come back, I got to learn the system again.